Bingo said. "What did we hit?" He climbed out of the car and stood for a moment, catching his breath. He was a small, skinny man with sandy hair, a sharp-featured face, and a wide grin. Right now he was wearing blue Hollywood slacks, a tan polo shirt, and a blue and brown jacket with 2-inch checks. "Just a turkey," Handsome said, getting out on the other side of the car. He was a good 6 inches taller than Bingo, and his dark hair had a slight wave. He had on navy blue corduroy slacks, slightly soiled, and an old pullover sweater. "So that's what they look like with the feathers on," Bingo murmured. "It's good and dead, all right." "Ran right out into the road," Handsome said. "I tried to miss it, but I couldn't. Turkeys are dumb. I read an article once in a Sunday supplement, May 3rd, 1939. It was on page 2, continued on page 9, left-hand column. Right across from it was an article about headhunters." "Wonderful," Bingo said. "What page was the article about headhunters continued on?" 14, Handsome said, puzzled. "Why?" "Nothing," Bingo said. "I just wondered if you knew." As long as he'd known Handsome, the latter's memory continued to fascinate him. He looked down at the mangled mass of feathers. "Did it hurt the car?" "Scratched one fender a little," Handsome said. "I can fix it." He poked at the turkey with the toe of one shoe. "What shall we do with it?" "Pay for it," Bingo whispered. "Here comes the owner." He prodded Handsome with one elbow and said, "Shut up and let me do the talking." It was a totally unnecessary admonition. A tall, thin, irate man in overalls was advancing from across the road, where a noisy herd of turkeys milled about in a fenced-in yard. Beyond the yard was a small, unpainted, and weather-beaten shanty. "I'll have the law on you," Bingo shouted when the farmer was halfway across the road. "Letting these birds run wild, they're a menace to life and property. We might have smashed up our car. We might have been killed. I've got a good notion to sue you." The farmer came to a stop beside the car. He looked down at the ruined turkey. He spat accurately at a clump of weeds beside the road. Then he said, $10. $10, Bingo gasped. "It'll take more than $10 to repair the damage to our car. Look at that front fender. Look at that scratch." He turned to Handsome. "How much is it going to cost to get that fixed?" "Why," Handsome began, dazed. "I can—" Bingo interrupted Handsome just in time. "It's going to cost plenty, I can tell you," he said to the farmer. "And you're going to have to pay for it. Letting these turkeys run all over the road. You ought to be arrested." The farmer spat again. $10. "Perfect nonsense," Bingo said wrathfully. "Look, I'm not going to make any trouble for you this time, but you'd better be warned." "Guess I ought to call the sheriff," the farmer said. Bingo snorted indignantly and opened the car door. "Guess I ought to call the deputy in the town up ahead," the farmer said. He might have been talking to himself. $10. Bingo sighed. He was set back, but he wasn't licked. "You can't tell me that mangy old bird was worth $10. "That was a prize turkey," the farmer said sadly. "Must have got over the fence." "How do you know it was a prize turkey?" Bingo challenged him. "All those turkeys look alike to me." "They're all prize turkeys," he was told. "All them birds in there. Come November, I'll get $10 apiece for the bunch of them." Bingo looked across at the herd. It looked to him like a lot of turkeys, at $10 a head. Maybe farmers didn't have such a hard life after all. Handsome looked at his watch. "Bingo, if we're going to get to a good hotel tonight," he began anxiously. "All right," Bingo said. He took out his wallet and took out a $10 bill. "I won't argue with him. What's $10 to us?" He handed it over. "You must make a pretty nice thing out of this turkey raising." "Sure do," the farmer said. "I got 500 birds there. Come 3-4 weeks from now, I'll sell them for $10 apiece," he sighed. "And right now, I'd sell the whole bunch for $2,000. My mother's real sick back in Grove Falls, Illinois, and I ought to be with her, but I can't leave my turkeys." "You'd lose a lot of money," Bingo said. The farmer shrugged his shoulders. "She may not live more than a couple of weeks. I'd sell my whole place here, turkeys, house and all, for a couple $1,000. And 3-4 weeks from now, them turkeys will bring $10 apiece, all prize birds, every one of them." "Here, have a cigar," Bingo said. "Are turkeys very hard to take care of?" "No trouble at all," the farmer said. "Just got to watch 'em. Throw a little feed out once or twice a day. I got a month's supply of feed back of the house there." "Bingo," Handsome said in a low, warning voice. Bingo didn't hear him. He was gazing thoughtfully at the herd of all prize turkeys that would bring $10 apiece in 3 or 4 weeks. That wasn't such a long time. $2,000 is a pretty high price, he said thoughtfully. "If it was spot cash," the farmer said, "I might take less." Bingo sat down on the running board of the roadster and motioned the farmer to